Hello, my name is Keegan Schmicker. I'm the Executive Director for the Tipton County Chamber of Commerce. And today, we're introducing you to our first episode of the Made Here video series. And today, we've got a special treat. We're at McCormack's Printing Impressions. So let's take a peek.
This is our old letter press. I really don't do any printing on it anymore. I just do die cutting. And you can see on the table some of the different dies that we have. What I'm doing here, I have a little doorknob die hanger job to do. Just got blank stock in it right now, but I'll show you. I turn it on. I'll walk it through first. You turn it on. It has air. It's holding the sheet I want to do. I tell it when to let go by adjusting that screw there. Poof, it's let go of the screw or let go of the paper. Now it's coming up. The die is down in here. It's going to press against it. Boom. Now this one here is getting ready to pick up again, but this bar down here is coming to pull the one we just did out. And so they sort of cross each other. As that's pulling out, it's bringing another one in. You're going to hear the bell.
It knows it missed the sheet.
The bell, I can be over here working. Oh, I ran out of paper. There's a jam or something like that there. And then once it picks up, the bell goes away. This is before automation. Here.
He's going to show you. He'd do it by hand.
When my dad started in Ireland, you know the Singer sewing machines? Yes. That's how Dad did it in Ireland. He'd get that pedal going. And I had another little die cutting job. It was a different die.
You got some paper? Oh
yeah, I got it. I didn't want to tear that down. There was only 500, so it's a little slow. And the number, it keeps track and everything. I just slide it in.
So technically that's doing the same thing, but he's manually.
Yeah.
He can go pretty quick. I never was good at it. Of course, by the time I got there, I was offset. And
so you get the general idea. And we would print 2 on this when need be.
yeah, this machine here will print up to 6 inches thick. We can run pretty much anything like aluminum, foam board, coroplast like yard signs, wood, but like I said, you can go up to 6 inches thick. So I'm just setting up the height that the ink head or the print head will come out. There's a sensor in there that's supposed to keep this from hitting, but I can bring out the print head, check the height, and then if everything's okay. This machine uses UV ink and it cures by light. Now, where that one uses the UV light to get, this just uses a combination of heat. And then there's some warm air, it blows down. It just helps dry that ink because, as I do longer banners, it'll just keep rolling and rolling. And it's still outdoor safe. We've printed banners and people have left them out for years and they still look fine.
So again, this is an envelope that's going along with the card Christopher printed and the sign here. So we turn it on, it begins to run. There's holes in the belt here, and I turn the vacuum on, and as it goes through, that sucks the envelope down so it's nice and smooth because the envelopes are puffy. There's only 55 of them, and actually we're printing the envelope. Well, I'll print one so you can see it, and it has a name, so I'll go ahead and hit start, and it will run all 55 in just a matter of seconds.
So Kevin, tell us a little bit about McCormack Printing Impressions history.
Yeah, okay. Well, my dad was from Ireland. He came here in February of 1952, and that was on, I think, a Saturday. And Monday morning, he started at the Tipton Tribune. He worked there for 16 years, also had a stint in the service, the Army. And after that, his 2 brothers went to the Kokomo Tribune, and he says, Gene, you got to come up here. There's a lot more benefits. And
sure.
The Kokomo Tribune was one of the first offset printing newspapers around, and so Dad went up there, worked there for 7 years, and while he was working in the newspaper, he saw a print shop for sale in Elwood. And Dad grew up in Ireland, and he did his apprenticeship in Ireland as a printer. So he wanted to get back into the job shop, business cards, just a variety of things.
Sure.
So he called Mr. Dieter in Elwood, and Dad began to work of an evening and things like that. And he had another brother that was in Washington State, and Dad went out and spent a week with them. He says, Malachy, what do you think? And when the week was over, Uncle Malachy just said, just stay where you're at. There's too much stress. Well, Dad came back, and Mr. Dieter said, what do you think? He says, Dad says, Earl, I've got $2,000 and 5 kids. And Earl says, well, you give me the $2,000, I'll carry the loan. And him and his wife would work for us for 6 months for free to teach Dad the business supply, or the business side of it, not the printing. And so we were there from July 1st of 75 till July 1st of 94. And we moved here, and we moved everything in a day and a half, and we did all the wiring ahead of schedule. I had schematics of everything. And Mary started what, when you were 11? Or no, when we first started?
Well, yeah, we all worked at the print shop doing things while we were younger.
Oh, yeah.
But, just right out of graduating from high school, I joined the team, and I'm still here.
I joined in 87.
Yeah. Same deal, right after
Pretty much,
graduation.
yeah.
And joined the team.
Went and had a little fun over in Ireland for a while, and then I came back and had to pay my bills.
So you guys are, am I understanding correct, you're the second generation having emigrated from Ireland.
Correct.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's part of your guys' history.
Yeah.
But how we came to Tipton was my dad's sister during World War II met an American soldier.
In Ireland.
In Ireland, they got married, and she was from here, and that's how everybody came over.
Started trickling
Everybody but one brother came.
because he was already established. He was the oldest, so
Okay.
he had family and everything, so he stayed.
Grandma and Grandpa came.
Really?
So we still got lots of family there.
Yes, that's fantastic. So talking about the business, and of course this is a family-run business. So how many McCormacks are here supporting the business operation?
We actually have 8 employees,
Okay.
6 of which are family.
Wow.
Yes. So us 3, and then Christopher's wife, Suzanne.
My youngest son, Caleb.
Caleb, and then a cousin of ours, her husband is he's retired, but he's our delivery guy,
yes,
and whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. So a true family-owned and operated
It is,
business.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the capabilities of McCormack's Printing Impressions seems to continue to grow. You guys continue to add some new piece of equipment or getting into some office supplies. So tell us, just give us some appreciation for the scope of your services or products.
Well, outside of the office supplies, we do practically any printing on paper. We do presentation folders, postcards, flyers, brochures, forms, NCR forms. We also do wide format banners,
Oh, yes.
signage, yard signs, aluminum signs, those things. We do die cutting for like door hangers or special shapes or so forth like that. And
We've had to expand because printing's changing. Our competition used to be Ramsey's here in town or Bond Printing in Elwood, but now through the internet, you have Vistaprint
Sure.
and things like that there, and with Amazon and UPS and FedEx, people are just always hunting for that dollar savings. So
Yeah.
that's probably our biggest competition is just online, because we call them gang shops. So if you order something from, say you put a business card order to Vistaprint.
Yep.
Well, they take 50 orders of business cards and they do the setup and run them all at one time. So all that cost to do the setup is sort of spread across.
over 50.
Where if you come to order one from us, we're running yours, and
Yeah.
so you might spend, if you think about the time involved in either setting up or taking somebody's file and printing it and cutting it and boxing it, you might have an hour into it.
Sure.
Vistaprint's doing 250 business cards for $25, $30.
Yep.
Well, figure out the math, 8 employees and all the wages and all goes with that. You'd have to do a lot of business cards to even keep your head above water.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
So that's the biggest fight there.
Yeah. So if I, as a consumer, need something printed, there's a good bet that you guys can do it.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And-
T-shirt, mug.
And I don't want every job.
Sure.
There's other print shops, they need to eat too. But I do want to quote them all.
Sure.
Because if I quote them all, there's a good chance we're going to get it.
Yeah.
At least the opportunity.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Especially in a small community, because there's so many organizations, and as they, I'm sure you're aware of, everybody's looking for a donation here, youth.
Yep. Support.
And I'm going, well, you want to get our $200, but you want to send it to Vistaprint. Why don't you go to Vistaprint to get your, that
Sure,
type of
to
thing?
support it.
And we need it all
Right.
to a certain extent.
Yep. Yeah. So then talking about your guys' scope of services and your clients. So certainly McCormack's is statewide. Is that fair? Yeah. So you guys have clients that are in the state of Indiana?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've done, it's been years ago, but somebody saw one of our cards in San Diego, California, and we did business cards for a police officer in San Diego, California.
Really?
And New Jersey.
We used to do a lot of printing for a
Babylon, New York.
foreign student exchange. They bring
Kids.
high school students, college students over to the United States, and we got through them through a local person that worked with them, and we were cheaper to even print it and ship it than they could get printed in New York. So we've done pretty much all over the United States.
Yes, they had, yes.
And there's local Indiana companies that we deal with that they have branches in Florida and Arizona and so forth. So we'll print something and ship it to those locations for them.
So McCormack's really is a nationwide company that based on your printing experience.
That's a pretty big word, but yeah.
You guys said it.
Well, in addition to that, also we are a printer's printer. So
we print for 8
a
other
lot of
print
different
shops.
printers.
When if they don't have a certain specific equipment or not enough orders to
Capacity or
to actually justify, because equipment's expensive, we'll help out in those areas as well.
Yeah. And that's all mom and dad. They trust, customers really trust us. I'm not going to go after them. I mean, they're bringing the work to me, so we can
And we
help
do,
them.
and we take advantage of that too. There's some companies that do specialty lamination and so forth. And if we have a project, we'll print it and then ship it to them to do the, some of that specialty.
We can
stuff.
laminate, but there are things that we will,
There's lamination that feels like suede.
Right.
Well, we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do enough of it, so it's you don't put the investment into it.
So the McCormack's Printing Impressions has been recognized here locally for their customer service. It seems to be a pillar of this company. So can you explain to me why is customer service so important to McCormack's Printing Impressions, and really how it's led to the success of the business?
Well, you guys can throw in, but I think Dad has always, it wasn't just the printing, it was the presentation. So when we package it to go out, that's the first thing they see. Is it an open lid box, and has it been used by 50 other people? Right. So that presentation when they first get it, Dad was very important to him there. And
I think in addition to that, we serve a higher power here, and that plays out in how we treat each other and how we treat our customers. And I think for me, the coolest thing is for a customer to come with a really raw project.
Handwritten.
And it can be, a dream of theirs, and we bring it together for them. I had a really neat experience with Dan Mattingly. He's a local farmer, and he's 102 years old now. And I just worked alongside him for 2 years, bringing his book into being. And so that was just, we get really connected, and there's with our customers, and it's really cool even to get feedback, from them, so it's just a real
we just got a card the other day from somebody thanking us for
it's a beautiful relationship. They're more than just customers. So
we have no hobbies.
Your life is spent here.
Our life is spent here.
That's being a small business, it's tough in today's world, really. We're at that point where you gotta go bigger, or you stay where you're at and try to just
do the best you can.
Improve and do the best. And I think that's where we're at, because if you go bigger, it's bigger. The expense is astronomical, and then you've really got to produce. I mean, those machines got to be running all day, every day to just pay for them, type of thing. So
we did some work, 10 or those years ago or so. Jack Alexander out of Plainfield, Indiana. He was huge. I mean, his press, one of those presses would probably not fit in the back room that we have back here.
Wow.
But he came and he just was real nice, and he said, stay where you're at. Because if you're at this level and you have here's the troubles, when you get larger, it doesn't stay the same. The troubles grow, the difficulties, the materials needed.
Or exponential.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So,
wow.
But we're blessed. I mean, we show up for work. That's all we do. We work hard. We drive each other nuts occasionally. But normally the next day,
I'm probably the biggest culprit in this thing.
nah,
I don't
he's
agree with
just
that.
he's just passionate about it.